Hi, this is Ron McTube. Today on the Hunter Colorado, we're here to talk about what could be the next great one coming soon, based off a poll that Expansive Worlds have just done, and it's finished. We've got the results. We know which was the winner, so we know what is going to be the next great one, based off the poll which they asked. So let's have a look at the results and who is the winner. Now, across all of social media, including Expansive Worlds YouTube channel and the Hunter Colorado official Discord, make sure you join that if you haven't already. If you tot up all the votes, Big Game actually won. Now, Big Game, and this is why I'm hunting Big Game today, because I'm going to show you my favourites of Big Game, and it's a very wide area, Big Game. It could be like as small as a pronghorn all the way up to level 9 animals, including some of the predators we've already done. So Big Game is a very wide open field, and I'm going to show you my favourites of what I'd actually like in Big Game. And I would like to know what yours would be for Big Game as the next great one. So today the first species I'm hunting is one of my most wanted Big Game great ones. It is the Rocky Mountain Elk Great One. I don't think anyone would deny having that as one of their favourites. But the problem is those damn things at Silver Ridge Peaks. Mountain lions. They're fighting with bears. They don't care. They spook everything on Silver Ridge Peaks. And it's going to be a nightmare to hunt Rocky Mountain Elk just because of them. They do need to be sorted out if we're going to get Rocky Mountain Elk as the next great one. Because, like I say, the thing is, there's a whole package. There's the animals people want, and then there's actually grinding to get them, which a lot of people will do if it's a great one. They're going to set about, as we do, grinding in the Hunter Colorado to get a great one. Some people will get lucky and just get them in a few kills, but most people that go for a great one of any species will be grinding them in a specific way. And the thing is, mountain lions are a massive issue for species at Silver Ridge Peaks. So they either need to be cooled. I have come up with an idea which I'd like to share with you, and I don't know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments. But I think we should be able to cool mountain lions down to a certain level. So kill off, basically, cool them, manage them so there's hardly any left on the reserve. That would make black bears easier to grind and only have a few of them on the reserve, basically by killing them. What do you think about that? I think that'd be a good idea. It would help. And it would make Rocky Mountain Elk, the great one, absolutely amazing. I think these would be one of the best choices. I think these would come as one of the top choices. But we've got a few other contenders that we're going to go over. But how would you make a Rocky Mountain Elk great one? Let me know about it. Would you just make bigger antlers? Would you have vegetation coming off them? Would you have different fur variations? Would you go a fantasy sort of style with them? What would make a Rocky Mountain Elk great one? Let me know in the comments. I'd like your ideas. It could be a brilliant idea. One of the devs could see it and think, that is actually how we're going to do it. So put in a detailed response. I also want to know your top 3 big game animals you'd like as the next great one. Now, I've already covered the big predators for the next great one. So check that video out if you haven't already seen it, just in case that happens as well. But we're also going to be covering Big Game today and my top choices. These are my personal top choices, so let me know yours in the comments. I want your top 3 Big Game great ones to have next. Right, on to my second choice, and I actually think these are better than Rocky Mountain Elks. And we're at Leighton Lakes. It is the Roosevelt Elk. Now, the reason I'd have Roosevelt Elks over Rocky Mountain Elks is they look just as good. They're on the base game. Not only that, there is no predators to spook them off. So they actually work for grinding. If you start about 5 AM in the morning, you can grind these quite in a repeated way. And they really work. So I think these would actually suit a great one. A Big Game great one next. Roosevelt Elk great one. Would you like that? Let me know in the comments. I'd rather have these than Rocky Mountain Elk, just because of the mountain lions. If they sort the mountain lions out, it's a toss-up. I wouldn't mind any of them. They'd both be great. And they're both in daylight as well. That's another plus. So you can actually see what you're doing. You ain't got to hunt in the dark, which can be a limiting factor for some people. So they're not that hard to grind. We have got the Arzina 300 as well, which can grind both these, the Rocky Mountain Elk and the Roosevelt elk. So it would be amazing. But how would you make a Roosevelt elk great one? Let me know in the comments. What would you do? Just have multiple antlers, non-typical antlers on it? Would you have just bigger antlers, vegetation on them, like the red deer great one, different fur variations, fancy style, like I say, anything in the comments. What would you like? Would you rather have a Rocky Mountain elk great one or a Roosevelt elk great one? Let me know in the comments. Now, the actual votes for the Hunter Colour Wild official Discord poll was Big Game got 1,040 votes and Large Predator got 1,073. So there's only 33 votes in it, right? So it's really close. So when you go over to Expansive World's YouTube channel, they had a poll on there as well, but that was won by 57% of the votes for Big Game, and Large Predator only got 21. So like I say, there was not much in it. There was really not much in it. It was either way right up until the end, but it was either Big Game as the next great one or Large Predators, and this is why I've done the videos based on that. So you was asked, what do you want as the next great one? They've done the polls and the results are in. Big Game has won by a fraction over Big Predators, but they're the two options. So that's what you're getting as your next great one. It's going to be Big Game. Right, so on to the next one. Our next choice, and I'm at Parque Fernando because I'm dodging those mountain lions, but there's pumas here as well. They need to be called. Parque Fernando, Silver Ridge Peaks, whatever, pumas or mountain lions. It's mule deer. Mule deer, the great one, which would be my number one choice. It really would. Now, mule deer, the great one, would be my number one choice over everything. I love mule deer hunting in the Hunter Colour Wild, in the Hunter Classic. Having a great one as a mule deer would be amazing, and I would tirelessly hunt them. And I do love hunting mule deer. I spent a lot of time hunting mule deer. I've had some very special trophies. I've got a lot of diamonds, different variations, and furs. And I would spend night and day hunting them. The only problem is the pumas. As said, they do need to sort these. These are going to limit, and I don't know if people agree or not, but they are going to limit how you hunt them. The thing is, Parque Fernando's got pumas, which are basically the same as mountain lions, and they do affect them. And the thing is, Silver Ridge Peaks has also got mule deers, so the mountain lions would affect them there. So it's a bit frustrating in a way, but so something has to be done. But I think mule deer, the great one, would be absolutely amazing and super popular. Now, people will be saying, Ron, you forgot about Rancho del Arroyo. Well, I haven't forgot about it. It's just some of the locations at Rancho del Arroyo are quite hard to grind compared to Parque Fernando and Silver Ridge Peaks. Silver Ridge Peaks is probably the best sort of grinding mechanics wise to hunt for mule deer, and it is an ideal location. It's a super popular map, and that would be the best choice. Then I'd pick Parque, then I'd pick Rancho del Arroyo. Parque Fernando doesn't get enough love, to be honest. I love the map. I've hunted it a lot of times and I've spent a lot of time on it since it came out, but it does seem like a forgotten sort of map, even though it's brilliant. It really is fun to hunt here. But the pumas and the mountain lions do need calming down, so I'm hoping the devs do something with them if it's a great one that's affected by them in the future. It would help for black bears as well. It would make that better grinded, so you would affect quite a few species by doing it. It's not even just great ones. On Silver Ridge Peaks, it affects literally all the species. They're always chasing animals, and at some points they're just constant growling, chasing, growling, chasing. And if you hunt Silver Ridge Peaks a lot, you'll know that especially. One of the great things with Big Game great ones is we've got the perfect guns, rifles, weapons now to hunt them. We've got the absolute perfect weapons. We have the Zaza 308, which I'm using right now. It's perfect for almost literally every great one. And for the bigger game, we've got the brand new Arzina 300, which is just a monster for 7 to 9 classes. So if we get one of the really big animals, like a bison or something like a water buffalo, it's a perfect gun. So those two guns alone are perfect for grinding the next big game great ones. So there you go, there's the mule deer. Now this is why I love them. Look at those racks. Now what would you do to a mule deer great one? Would you add non-typical points all over the place? Would you add bigger racks? Would you add vegetation like the other Great One suggestions? Would you add different furs, fancy styles? Let me know what would make a Great One mule deer. Would you have velvets on the antlers as well, which you could do? I would like part hanging off. There's so much things you could do to make a Great One mule deer, and I would like to know in the comments which you would choose and how you would do it. Like I say, I want to know your top 3 choices for the next big game Great One. What would you have? I think elk's going to be right up there. It's got to be one of those. One I haven't featured in this video, but I would give a big shout to, is plains bison. Plains bison, I was going to add them, but I've done videos on them recently. But I think they would work absolutely amazing. You could have like flaming eyes. I've already seen quite a few good fantasy sort of pictures of those, which would work well, and you can see them in films and stuff, but they would be amazing. But let me know in the comments what would be your big game Great One, the next one for your choice. I'm on YouTube, we've been covering big game Great Ones. One of them is coming next. What's it going to be for the Hunter Colorado? Please subscribe to YouTube channels, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.